Shankaraashankara Bhashya Vimarsha In the previous class, we were discussing what the Artha Shabdartha is, and Ramanuja's Paksha is not acceptable, wherein he interprets Atha is Karmajnananantaram. So it boils down to the fact that, see, after having Karmajnana, you have to do Brahma Jignasa. He said, this Shankaranuyayis were saying that it is illogical to say that somebody who has a desire to have Shabda Jnana, he will only go for Shabda Shastra, and somebody who has desire for Vedanta Shastra, he will only study Vedanta Shastra, and somebody who has a liking for Mimamsa Shastra. So, Yatra Jijnasa Tatra Pravrittihi. So, Brahma Jijnasuna Karma Jnana Anantarameva Brahma Mimamsa Kartavya. So, this school of thought is unacceptable. This is what he said. Then, this, so this is where, see, now we will see the statement. See, there is towards the end, Nahi nire labdhe sati niralabhaya kupah khananiyaha tasmat karma jijnasani mimamsa shastra madhyetavyam brahma jijnasana tu vedanta shastra madhyetavyam yatha shabda sasutta jijnasana shabda sasanam padartha jijnasana tarka shastram tadvat. So this is the kind of conclusion which was made. Now the Ramanuja Bhakshiyas, it is not moving. Page down. Got stuck. See, now the Ramanuja Bhakshiyas, they try to say that you are trying to misinterpret. Ametam Vedan Vachanena Brahmana Vidishanti Yajnena Danena Tapasana Shakena. So this was the Shruti which was quoted. There they say, Brahma Jijnasuna Karma Shastra Adhyananantaram Brahma Jijnasa Brahma Mimamsa Karya iti Vayam Navadama. We don't say that somebody who is desirous of knowing Advaita Vedanta should necessarily undergo this, but we mean to say that unless this person has this training in Mimamsa Shastra, he may not gain even Brahma Jijnasa. So that is what we are trying to say. See, now they are arguing this way. Brahma Jijnasana Karma Shastradhyananantaram Karma Jnane Sati Brahma Mimamsa Kartavyedi Navayam Brumaha. We don't say that. Kintarhi, then what do you say? There, Karma Jijnasana Karma Shastradhyanam Kartavyam Tataha Karma Jnane Labdhe Sati Tasya Brahma Jijnasa Jayate Tena cha utpanna Brahma Jijnasena Brahma Mimamsa Kartavyedi Brumaha Atona Doshaha. They are stating that we are trying to recommend karma jnana or mimamsa adhyanam for this purpose. First, this person has to have karma jnana, then karma jnane labdhe sati. After having gained karma jnana, then brahma jijnasa will arise, and once he has brahma jijnasa, let him do brahma vichara. Understand? Utpanna brahma jijnasena brahma mimamsa kartavyeti brahma. Atona dosha, therefore there is nothing wrong. Then, so this kind of argument is simply refuted. He says, Nahi karma jnana labhadeva brahma mimamsa jayate buddhasya kintu nishkama karma anusthana dvara chitta siddhi labhadeva. See, the karma jnana anantaram brahma mimamsa kartavya. Suppose you were to interpret this sutra, then merely after karma jnana, this brahma jijnasa does not arise. Even as per Sametam Vedanochanena, Brahmana vividishanti yajnena, danena, tapasa, anashakena. It says. Yajnena means not by simply yajna jnanena. Yajna anusthane. Yajnena vividishanti. Veditum ichanti. What does this vakya mean? Yajnena vividishanti when you say. So yajnanushthanam vividishotpattim prati karanam. Heto tatiya. So now yajnena vividishanti when you say yajnanushthanena, not yajna jnanena, karma jnanena. So merely karma jnana does not lead you anywhere. It is only the anusthana which actually leads you. Brahma jijnasa. So therefore he says, Kintu nishkama karmanusthana dvara chitta shuddhi labhadeva. In fact, he says, moreover, nahi karmani jnatamatranyeva chitta shuddhim janayanti tatha sati sarvasyapi viddhastasya vasante vasante jyotisha yajeta ityadinam. See, you understand? If that were to be so, then merely by karma jnana, if one were to get Brahma jijnasa, chitta shuddhi dvara, then the entire Mimamsa Shastra is becoming futile. Vasante vasante jyotisha yajeta. See, it says. So yajeta means, yajeta is an injunction that you have to perform this karma anusthana. So this karma anusthana is something that is prescribed. So not mere jnana. Nahi karmajnanaya jaimina कृतं शास्त्रं किन्तु तदनुष्ठान दर्शना. You understand? Read this. Vasante vasante jyotisha jeta ityadehe anarthakya prasangat. It will become futile. Nahi arthavabodha sahita sahitat swadhyayadhenadeva karmani jnatani iti kritva karma shastrasya pranarthakya prasangat. You understand? See, if you do simple adhyanam and you have some meager knowledge of Sanskrit, so then you understand that these are the karmas to be performed. So karma jnana, that these are the karmas to be performed. Karma jnana here, by refuting, can be interpreted as mere knowledge of karma. So if mere knowledge of karma were to be sufficient, then all these injunctions, ideta, kurvita, etc., they will all become futile. Therefore he concludes, nahi karmajnanaya jaiminina shastram kritam kintu tadanusthana vidhi pradarsanaya. In fact, the entire Mimamsa Shastra is meant for making people understand at what time, what ritual, what sacrifice has to be performed, as well as the iti kartavyata. So the way it has to be performed, by whom it has to be performed, and so on. Therefore, evancha means, therefore we conclude. How do we conclude? Dvijasya tavat upanitasya arthajnanapurvakam sangavedadhyenam tataha mimamsadhyenam paschat karmanushtanam tadupari chittasuddhau satyam brahmajijnasodayena vedanta shastradhyenam iti kramaha. Kramaha is this order. So what is the order? Upanitasya, so having undergone this upanayana karma, dvijasya, arthajnana purvakam sangavedadhyenam. So the arthajnana purvakam does not mean that this person has to study all these shastras, but merely some kind of exposure to shadangas, vyakarna, etc., little bit. So that will enable this person to understand superficially what are the things. One need not know all the details, but roughly one knows. So that has to be done. Then mimamsadhyenam, then karma anushtanam, then chitta shuddho satyam, when you have chitta shuddhi, brahma jijnasayaha udayena, through that Vedanta Shastra adhyenam kartavya. This is the order in which the person has to proceed. This is what we have to conclude now. Therefore, atayeva अथातो धर्मजिज्ञासा इत्यत्र अथशब्दस्य वेदाध्ययनानन्तरम् अर्थः इत्युक्तम्. So there the para ends. वेदाध्ययनानन्तरम् अर्थः इत्युक्तम्. See, there, Atha Shabda, when you have Athato Dharma Jijnasa, so in fact he has clearly specified the order. You understand? So having specified the order, he says, see, Vedadhyenanantaram Mimamsadhyenam. So this Mimamsadhyenam begins with Athato Dharma Jijnasa. Therefore, after doing Vedadhyena, this person has to engage himself in Mimamsa Shastra. So this is the order in which people have to proceed. So now, so the Ramanujiyas, okay, so if you were to look at that, it says, fine. So till now, you somehow refuted our viewpoint, fine. Now you tell me, so these Ramanujiyas are bouncing back upon the Advaitins and they are asking this question. Bhavatu Ramanujoktaharthaha dushta. Fine. So maybe Ramanuja's interpretation was flawed. Kasam punaha Shankaroktaharthaha bhaved apankaha. Apankaha. Panka means mandi, mud is panka. So how do you say that the Shankara's interpretation is unmuddied? So there is no muddle, is it? So is the question that they are asking. Iti ched, if you were to ask me, now I tell you, I will explain how this is absolutely alright and there is nothing wrong in Shankara's interpretation. Iti ched uchyate samadhi sampattereva chitta shuddhi shabdavachyatvat iti. See, what we are saying again and again is this Chitta Shuddhi is essential. See, without having Chitta Shuddhi, there is no, you can see the point is very easy to understand. Normally people are tempted to live a materialistic life. You understand? If one were to sacrifice this and try to focus his attention on Advaitic studies and understanding the nature of self, obviously mind has to be a refined mind. That is what we call as Chitta Shuddhi. Only a refined mind can develop a taste towards understanding the nature of the self. Brahma Jijnasayaha Udayaha Chitta Shuddhi Mantara na bhavati. So this is what we are saying. And this Chitta Shuddhi does not just like that take place. So obviously certain things are taken care by karma, but certain other things are taken care only by developing the Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. That is why it is said. So now he is saying Samadhi Sampattereva Chitta Shuddhi Uddavachyatvat. In fact, saying that so this person has to have Samadhi Sampatti, Samadhi Shakta Sampatti is equivalent to saying Chitta Shuddhi. So because this leads to Shanagama, Uparati, Titiksha. So all of them lead to, see, this person has to have Titiksha. Otherwise any small event that is happening around him can actually so make him very disturbed person. You understand? Engan theliyudo illiyo? So he says Nanu Brahma Jijnasa Samadhi Sampattereva Chitta Shuddhi Nacha Brahma Jijnasodayantaryam Atha Shabdarthaha iti Vaktavyam iti Vachyam. Brahma Jijnasureva Brahma Mimamsayam Pravartate natu Anyaha iti Tasya Avachanadapi Siddhatvena Tadvacanasya Anarthakatvat. See, it's a very interesting statement. Whatever that can be obtained without stating could never be stated. So this person now can say, all you are saying Chitta Shuddhi and then Brahma Jijnasa and then Brahma Mimamsa, Vicharaha. So why not say after Brahma Jijnasa you do Brahma Vichara? So this Atha, why cannot it be interpreted as Brahma Jijnasanantaram? So for that, the answer that is given is, after all, if somebody is interested in doing something, so there is a certain desire which precedes that. So this is something which is known, and therefore there is no need for introducing the word Atha to say that this person has to have a desire and then he should engage in Mimamsa. So this is not needed. That is what he is trying to say. Avachanadapi siddhatvena tadvacanasya anarthakatvat. It is indeed a futile. So this redundancy has to be avoided. Atayeva, it is precisely for this reason, even in Athato Dharma Jijnasa, Atha Shabda was not used to say after Dharma Jijnasa you do Dharma Vichara. It was not stated. After Vedadhyena you do. So that is what he is saying now. Atayeva Athato Dharma Jijnasa ityatrapi Atha Shabdasya Karma Jijnasa antaryam arthaha iti noktam. It was not stated so. Napi कर्मानुष्ठानानन्तर्यम् अर्थः इति वाच्यम् कृतकर्मणामपि केषाञ्चित् चित्तशुद्ध्यनुदयेन कर्मानुष्ठानानन्तरं ब्रह्ममीमांसायाः कर्तव्यता सिद्धे. So let us not say this. So let us say karmanushthanaantaram. You also accepted after karmanushthana will lead to chitta-shuddhi. So you are saying chitta-shuddhanantaram. The point is, he wants to somehow say that this chitta-shuddhanantaram is not appropriate. So let us say karmanushthanaantaram. Why not say? So there he says, see, it is true that by and large after karmanusthana chitta-shuddhi happens. But in certain cases, so this has not been so. So there may be more karmanusthana which is essential, which did not generate enough chitta-shuddhi, or karmanusthana was not done properly, or so whatever be the reason. So and therefore, chitta-shuddhi is what we have to specify by atha shabda. And neither karmanusthana nor brahma, they are all meaningless. Okay. Krita karmanam api, even those who have done anusthana, keshanchit chitta-shuddhanudayena, chitta-shuddhi did not arise, and therefore it is improper to say so. Now another interesting vichara is started now. Nanu. The Nanu Vandale, say wherever you have this Nanu, some objection is going to be raised. Okay? Is it not so kind of thing? Purushena Shamadi Sampatti Rupayam Chitta Siddho Satyam Vedanta Shastradhenam Kartavyam iti sthapitam. Okay, so this you have established now. Fine. Tatra samshaya. There is a doubt. So what is the doubt? See, the doubt that he is see, kartavyam, this tavya pratyaya actually means some injunction. So this you have to do only kind of a thing. So there is no other choice. This no other choice is what is being implied by the tavya pratyaya. So chitta shuddhau satyameva vedanta shastradhenam kartavyam iti niyamah. Kimva chitta shuddhau satyam vedanta shastradhenameva kartavyam iti kimut chitta shuddhau satyam vedanta shastradhenam kartavyameveti. Even in English language, so the stress of the sentence will simply get shifted by moving this only. Only will make a lot of difference. Here he is asking that way. There are 3 points: chitta shuddhi, adhyanam, kartavyam. So where is this eva? Injunction, where is it? Chitta shuddhau satyam eva. So only after having chitta shuddhi this person has to do Vedanta adhyanam. Is this what is stated by you? Chitta shuddhau satyameva Vedanta shastradhyanam kartavyam iti niyamaha. Niyamaha is injunction. So necessarily it has to be done. So kind of thing. The other option is chitta shuddhau satyam. Having obtained the chitta shuddhi, Vedanta Shastradhyena meva kartavyam iti. So only Vedanta has to be studied. Only after gaining chitta shuddhi should you engage, or having gained Chitta Shuddhi, you have to study Vedanta only. Then the third point is Chitta Shuddho Satyam Vedanta Shastradhenam Kartavyameveti. See, the Vedanta Shastradhenam has to be necessarily done. So where is the stress? Only after gaining Chitta Shuddhi or having gained Chitta Shuddhi, Vedanta alone has to be studied, or definitely Vedanta has to be studied. There are three ways in which one can understand this by associating eva to various things only. Nacha nayam niyama vidhi. See, vidhi is generally an injunction. See, yajeta, kartavyam, satyam vadet, nandatam vadet, satyam bruyat. So they are all vidhis, which is generally indicated by lot, lung, ling, vidhiling, etc. Vada is also like that. Okay. So now this nema, so there are three types of vidhis they say. One is apurva vidhi, nema vidhi and parisankhya vidhi. I will very briefly tell that. See, apurva, the word indicates to you that this is something which is new to you. Purva is something which is already known. Apurva means this is something which is new. So for instance, suppose there is a certain prescription during Homa. So after doing this, say, parikechanam, after the, even for instance, so this parikechanam that we do, food. So we do parikechanam and then eat. Without parikechanam also one can eat. But this is a vidhi. So you do this and then eat. After pranahuti you eat. So similarly, some prokshanam may be there. Okay. So you might have seen. So the leaf which is used for making ahuti, so they will apahproksha, they will do. Without apahprokshanam also, the leaf can be used to make ahuti. This kind of a vidhi, which is unknown to you, unless the statement is known to you, is called apurva vidhi. Nema vidhi is, you may do this even without this statement, but in order to inform you that this has to be carried out only by this means, so this statement is there in Veda. For instance, standard example is Vrihin avahanti. Vrihi is paddy, the grain. Avahananam is basically pounding. So this pounding is done in order to remove the husk. If you were to use the rice, then obviously you will take some measure, choose some means by which you will remove the husk. Otherwise you cannot have the rice flour which may be used for ahuti. So this removal of husk is not the purport of the Shruti. Even without the Shruti, Vrihi Navahanti, you will anyway remove it in order to prepare that Prodasha. So the purport of the Shruti is to prescribe that you adopt this means to remove the husk. So otherwise you may use Nakhavidaranam, you can do, or you can do some other way by which. So some other means can be adopted. So whenever there is an option for you to choose various means by which this can be executed, so this Shruti informs you that it has to be Niyamanam Karoti. Okay? So the injunction is to make you perform using that means. So that is what is called Niyama Vidhi. Now here he is saying Nacha Nayam Niyama Vidhi. Nayam Niyama Vidhi is, so this Brahma Vichara Kartavyaha, that is what the sutra also, no? Brahma Vichara Kartavyaha. So here Brahma Vichara Kartavyaha, there is a certain Vidhi which is seen. But this Vidhi is Nema Vidhi, is what the Acharyas have stated. This is not Apurva Vidhi because some other Shruti is there by which you will anyway go to this Vichara. So it is not Apurva but it is Nema. Nema where? So Nema, after having Chitta Shuddhi alone, you have to do Vedanta Vichara. So that can be Nema accepted there. as a prerequisite in the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. There can be niyama on Vedanta adhyanam. See, the idea is you can gain this knowledge, see, even by reading a certain drama, so which gives you, let us say, the essence of Vedanta. You need not engage yourself in studying the Vedantic text per se. So you need not resort to Upanishads. But the Upanishad, the message has been given, say, let us say in Puranas, or somebody has written a nice drama in order to convey the Upanishadic message. Then also you can get the message of Upanishad. But what is stated here is, it is by studying these Upanishads, you have to gain this knowledge. That is where the Niyamanam is. Chitta Shuddhau Satyam Vedantadhyena Meva Kartavya. So that Eva is you have to resort to only this primary text. So Upanishad, Bhashya and so on and so forth, and not resort to any other thing. That is one kind of Niyamana. This is what has been stated. So this is a Niyamana. So why is it called Niyama Vidhi? He is saying, Nacha Nayam Niyama Vidhi. Nayam Niyama Vidhi iti Nacha. It is not. So why? Kintu Apurva Vidhirevayam iti Vachyam. You should not say Brahma Jijnasoho Brahmajnanartham Brahma Pratipadaka Vedanta Shastradhyenasya Praptatvena Apurva Vidhitva Bhava. So it is not Apurva Vidhi because so it is known as otherwise Atra Uchyate Trividhopayam Niyamaha. So he actually classified three kinds of niyamas. All the three niyamas Purvacharihi Abhyupagatayeva. So it has been accepted. Atayeva Chitta-shuddhi-ahitanam na Vedanta Shastre adhikaraha. See, so without having Chitta-shuddhi, they are not eligible for Vedanta. And even if they engage, they are not going to anywhere reap benefit. Okay? That is one thing. The other thing is, Kinchit Kutuhala, see, Kathanchit Kutuhalitaya. Kutuhalitaya means, Kutuharana, Ternikam or Asha. You understand? A certain confusion. Kutuhala. Not enthusiasm, anxiety.
Anxious.
Anxious is not appropriate.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. See, out of mere curiosity. Kutuhalitaya pravrittanapi tesham jite brahma sakshatkara anudayascha. So what he is saying is, without having chitta shuddhi, so let me also go and listen to that lecture. So he just go and just to get rid of that curiosity if someone engages, he is not going to anyway get this. Brahma Sakshatkara is not simply obtained just like that. Then he says, Shuddha Chittanam api Anadhita Vedanta Shastranam Prabodhendrodayadi Grantha Adhyatrinam Brahmajnana Alabhascha. Prabodha Chandrodaya is the name of some Nataka. So in this Nataka, so a lot of Vedantic ideas are portrayed by the characters. So that is what is called Prabodha Chandrodaya. So he is saying, in order to explain that this Niyamanam is in only Vedanta Adhyanam, he is just choosing this. So somewhere else they will say Purana Adina or some other Grantha and so on. See, Tamil there is some Vedanta. Okay, now next Nanu is coming. Okay, the next argument is Nanu Shamadhi Sadhana Sampanna eva Brahmajnane Adhikaroti ityatra Yuti Pramana Bhavat Ayuktaha Shankarorthaha. Then what is that?
Ayuktaha Shankarorthartha iti Chen Maivam.
Iti Chet. So now he is saying, so these are all argument is all fine. Now tell me, where is the evidence that Shankara's interpretation is right? After all, so we are all based on Shruti Pramana. So Artha Shabda, understand? Artha Shabda means Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti or Chitta Shuddhi. So where is it? We find a Pramana in Shruti. Iti Chet. Read that sentence once more.
ननु समाधिसाधनसम्पन्न एव ब्रह्मज्ञाने अधिकारः अस्ति इत्यत्र
सम्पन्नस्यैव
सम्पन्न एव ब्रह्मज्ञाने अधिकारः
अस्ति इत्यत्र अधिकरोति इत्यत्र
अधिकरोति
अधिकरोति
that is okay अधिकरोति इत्यत्र
अधिकरोति इत्यत्र श्रुतिप्रमाण
अभावात् so there is no shruti which clearly states that iti chet if you were to raise this objection maivam no so there is a shruti pramana he says see शान्तोदान्त उपरतस्थितिक्षुः समाहितः श्रद्धावित्तो भूत्वा आत्मन्येवात्मानं पश्येत्. I think it is Chandogya or Dadayamika, I am not quite sure. In one of them it is there. I think Chandogya. Shantodanta uparatesthitikshuh samahita shraddhavitto bhutva. So having acquired all this, so then he says, Atmanneva Atmanam Pashyet. May you try to understand yourself by making inquiry. So, Apdi Shruti is stating that, and therefore, it is evident that this Shruti has clearly indicated to you what Atha Shabda means. Atha Asata Brahma Jinyasa. Atha Brahma Jinyasa. Brahma Vichara Kartavyaha. So this Atha, so what does it mean? It means Shantodanta Uparataha and so on. The Samadhi Shakta Sampatti, which actually leads to Chitta Shruti. Okay? So this is the Shruti which one can cite as Pramana for interpreting the Shabda like this. Yetena Ramanujoktarthaha Shrutyanugraha bhavat dushta iti siddham. Anugraha means blessing. So blessing essentially means there is no Shrutyanugraha bhavat. So there is no Shruti which is in concordance with the interpretation of Ramanuja. So there is no blessing of Shruti for the interpretation of Ramanuja. On the other hand, we have a Shruti which helps us in explaining, or rather in proving what Shankara stated.
Reinforcing
Shankara's interpretation. Viewpoint. It is Siddham. Nahi Shrutau Karmajnani Brahma Pashyet iti Kwapi Shruyate. In fact, Ramanuja's interpretation was after Karmajnana you should do. So there is no Shruti which says that Karmajnani Brahma Pashyet. So there is no Shruti of this kind. And therefore it is completely flawed. Nanu, again Nanu. Nanu, na Ramanujena asashabdasya dharmashastraadhyenantaryam arthaha ityuktam kintu karmajnanantaryamiti tatha cha karmaphalam kshayishnu shatishayan cheti jnananantaramiti phalitamiti chet tarihi nityavastu vivekarupam karmajnanam sadhana chatushtaye. Once again. तथा च कर्मफलं क्षयिष्णु सातिशयञ्चेति ज्ञानानन्तरमिति फलतीति चेत् तर्हि नित्यानित्यवस्तु विवेकरूपं तत्कर्मज्ञानं साधनचतुष्टये एव अन्तर्भवतीति कुतो दूष्यते शङ्करोक्तोऽर्थः दूष्यते. No, what he is saying is, no, Ramanuja did not say Dharmashastraadhyenanantaram Brahma Vichara Kartavyaha. All that he said was Karmajnananantaram. So now he is trying to slightly give us different interpretation for Karmajnana. So Karmajnana is knowing. See, Karmajnana can be as simple as this. By saying, see, karma jnanam means these are the karmas to be performed. This can be karma jnana. These are the people who are eligible for performing this karma. This is also karma jnana. These karmas are to be performed in this season. This is also karma jnana. Now he is giving a slightly different interpretation. Karma jnana. So what we mean by that is the outcome of karma is going to be temporal in nature. This is also karma jnana related to karma. Kshayishnu is the word that has been used. Another word which is used is satishayam. You know what is satishayam? Niratishayam, satishayam. So atishaya is that which can be surpassed. Okay? So niratishaya means unsurpassable. So satishaya is surpassable. So the outcome of a karma is always surpassable. So, but Atmajnana is, there is nothing which is better than that. That is what is called Niratishayam. So this is all Satishayam. So you can perform some karma, somebody else can perform some other karma in some other karma and get better benefits. Or perform the same karma in a better way and get better benefits. So there is always Satishayatvam with reference to karmas. That is what he is saying. Tathacha karma phalam kshayishnu satishayancheti jnananantaram. See, karma jnananantaram he is interpreting as that this karma phala is only temporal in nature. That is that it can always be surpassed in nature. So this is what we meant by karma jnananantaram. Having known this. But once you know this, then obviously you will try to find out something which is better. So, and therefore he says, this is what we meant by karma jnana. If you say so, then he says, the karma jnanam phalamiti chet tarhi nityanitya vastu viveka tat karma jnanam sadhanachatushtaye eva antarabhavati. Then obviously you are falling into my own line of thinking. All that we say is, after nityanitya vastu viveka, see this is anityam, this is nityam, so Brahman is nityam, also all the things are anityam. Atman is nityam. So it is this which we actually mean by sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. If you are saying that this is what karma jnana also means, then what is the point in saying Shankara is wrong and therefore my interpretation is right? Why did you say this? That's what he is saying. So karma kshayishnu satishayancheti jnanantaramiti phalatiti chet tarhi nityanitya vastu viveka rupam karma jnanam sadhana chatushtaye eva antarabhavati iti kuto dushyate shankaroktorthaha na chedam karma jnanam nityanitya vastu viveka rupam kintu anitya vastu jnana rupame veti vachyam tatha sati ब्रह्मज्ञानफलं नित्यं निर्देशिकं चेति ज्ञानाभावे ब्रह्ममीमांसायां प्रवृत्तियोगात् आपाततः ब्रह्मज्ञानतत्त्वस्य सम्प्रतिपन्नत्वाच्च. See here he is saying idam karmajnanam nityanitya vastu viveka rupam na. So this karma jnana, see the kind of interpretation that he gave was, by karma jnana we meant karma is only temporal in nature, karma anusthana phala will also be temporal in nature, and the phala is only satishaya and so on. This is what we meant. Now he is saying, this knowledge alone does not really help one to get into this Brahma Jignasa. See, it is like saying, suppose there are two institutions. So one institution you know is inferior. But your choice of the other institution will be strong or even made only if you know that that other institution can be better than this institution. Nitya, anitya vastu viveka when you say. So merely by knowing that this is anitya, you will not get into something which is nitya. So the other institution can be poor also, therefore you will not make a choice into it. So therefore he is saying, merely by knowing this karma is anitya, satishya, etc., so you may not have any pravritti towards nitya. And therefore, atha vicharah kartavyaha, this mere karma jnana of this type, this kind of interpretation will also not work. That is what he is going to point out. See? Karmajnanam nityanitya vastu kintu anitya vastu jnana rupameveti vachyam. तथा सति, he says, Brahmajnana phalam nityam nirtishayam cheti jnana bhave, without knowing that is going to give you nirtishaya phala, without knowing that, jnana bhave, brahma mimamsayam pravritya yogat. I think we will stop here. We will continue in next class. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhagavatam Sutrabhashyakaro Bhagavanto Sarve Sukhinasantu Sarve Santu Nirayah Sarve